Virgin Galactic just went up 14% on Friday to bring their share price up to over $24 a share. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor, and today we're having a look at one of the fan favorites, Virgin Galactic stock, ticker symbol SPCE. We spoke about these guys just over a week ago after they had a 15% green day, which brought their share price to just below $20 a share. And they continued to go down a little bit over the preceding few days, but then on Friday, yet again, we were greeted with this absolutely beautiful green day of over 14%. In the video I did last week on this company, I was up just less than 25%, and as of right now, I'm up over 50% of my position. And why didn't I buy more? This is one of those companies who gets me really excited. I absolutely love speaking about them and keeping up to date with them, and some exciting news has come out. So with that being said, there's 4 things I want to cover in today's video. 1 is the big piece of news, their new CEO. 2 is the long-term outlook with this company, because a lot of people do get caught up in these massive upwards and down moves that come with the company Virgin Galactic. We have to remember we're long-term investors. 3 is option traders and a potential short squeeze that happened or could continue going forwards. And 4, am I going to buy more at these prices? Am I going to hurt my cost basis, which is up over 50%? You know when a stock just booms up shortly after you buy it and you're like, why didn't I buy more? That's exactly where I'm sitting right now. Guys, right before we get into the video, can I please ask you to smash a like? Yesterday I asked you guys for 100 likes in 2 hours, and you got that done in 22 minutes. That was absolutely nuts. So can I just say, if you want a double upload today, I'm going to ask for 100 likes in 1 hour. That seems crazy to me, but you did it in 22 minutes yesterday. Of course, if you're new around here, join the family, hit that red subscribe button. The road to 20,000 is on, people. You know, most people take the weekends off. We literally double upload Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And lastly, drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of Virgin Galactic as a company. You know, if you're in them, if you're staying away, if you're waiting for a dip, or if you think it's going to keep going up. And with all of that being said, guys, let's get into the first point of today, Virgin Galactic's new CEO. So if we look at the stock chart, this is where the market closed last time I made my video, okay? So in a span of 2 days, we had gone up nearly 16% and we closed nearly 15%. Then we had this small dip. We kind of went across for a couple of days, and we've had these amazing 2 days. We have gone up nearly 30% in 2 days alone, people. And what's particularly exciting about the fact that we're at $24 a share is if you look at the stock chart, okay, there's lots of times the company hits the $19 to $20 mark, but they've always struggled to break through that point. I mean, here we have a 19.25. We come over here, we have a 20, just over. We come here, we have a nearly 20, lots of 16s, lots of 17s. Even over here, there was a 20. And last time they broke through that $20 mark, there was a very fast move to the upside before inevitably it did crash back down. But it is just a price point worth keeping in mind. It's a mental thing to a lot of people breaking through these, you know, big numbers. So what happened? Okay, well, all that really happened was Virgin Galactic poached Disney executive to become the CEO of Virgin Galactic, SPCE. So Virgin Galactic soared as much as 20% on Thursday after the space exploration company hired former Disney executive Michael Colglazier as CEO. So of course, Colglazier replaced former CEO George Whitesides, who you may or may not be familiar with if you're up to date with SPCE, who will now serve as Virgin Galactic's Chief Space Officer, so he's still, you know, very involved in the company. Now, Colglazier previously served as President and Managing Director of Disney Parks International. The transition of Virgin Galactic comes as the company prepares to launch paying customers into space. So, I mean, in any company, taking on a new CEO is massive, and it can either, you know, propel a company forward so quickly or it can pull them back so fast. Both in actual, you know, advancements inside of the company and in stock price. If people like your new CEO, like what happened with SPCE, your stock price is more than likely going to shoot up in the short term, and if they don't, it's going to crash down in the short term. So Virgin Galactic is in the final test flight stages at its operational spaceport in New Mexico. It has already flown unpowered test flights of its launch vehicle carrier aircraft and the Spaceship Two suborbital spaceplane, and will next move to powered flight tests prior to kicking off flights for its paying ticket holders, of which there's over 600 of as of right now. So why this man? Why the President and Managing Director of Disney Parks? That's a little bit different from commercializing space travel. Well, taking on Colglazier and his experience at Disney in the parks department should be a clear signal about the direction Virgin Galactic is headed with its human spaceflight business. The company has always put a lot of emphasis on the overall experience it provides its private space tours, including ground activities and training, and installing an executive who was responsible for one of the world's foremost experience-based tourism operations is a smart move. So, you know, a lot of people don't really think about this. They just think, you know, you're going to rock up, you're going to get sent to space, and you're going to come back down. Like if you were to go parachuting, you know, it's not like you have to go stay somewhere for a week, do a lot of study. You just go up in a plane, jump out, boom. But Virgin Galactic want to provide an experience, and a proper long experience of over a week. So when you think about flying with Virgin Galactic, this is the piece you think about, the actual flight. But there is more to it than that. You think about, you know, you leave the spaceport, okay, you get your 60-second rocket burn accelerating at Mach 3, you go up to microgravity, you come back down. That's what people think about. But there is more to it than just the flight, which as of right now is day 4, but I think it's going to be more like a full week of an experience is what I'm seeing. So day 1 is your welcome day. You get to tour the spaceport, you get to see the flight suit and gear fitting, introduction to the flight profile, and high G training. Day 2, a high G flight, spaceship trainer reveal, seat fitting, microgravity preparation masterclass. Day 3 is a rehearsal day, so a spaceship trainer familiarization, a full dress rehearsal, and pre-flight readiness review. And the final day is when you actually, you know, fly to space. So it's an experience. It's like a holiday, you know? It's not just a little 90-minute flight that a lot of people think of. It's days. So it makes sense to get a man in like this who literally has, for decades, provided one of the best experiences in the world at Disney parks. So Richard Branson said on the transition, "I believe Michael's long and distinguished career at one of the world's leading customer experience brand provides a natural fit with Virgin's culture, as well as Galactic's requirements as it prepares for commercial service." You know, up until now, they didn't really have to worry about the commercial side of it too much, but now they do. You know, it's getting closer and closer to being a reality. So getting a man in like this means an awful lot to the company, and I actually do think that this jump up in price was justified. And look guys, it might not be too long before this is a reality. The company has committed to launching company founder Richard Branson into space sometime in 2020. That is absolutely insane to think. And there is massive interest here, okay? So customers will have to shell out $250,000 to embark on the 2-hour-long space flight. Very expensive. I did go through why it's not actually that expensive to some people in my last video about them, so I won't spend too much time on it. But the company announced in May that it has exceeded 8,000 customer reservations, giving an effective revenue backlog of $2 billion if all reservations convert to paid flights. Which, you know, they probably won't, but still. Usually getting a new CEO is a reactive move. You know, something's gone wrong with your current CEO and you need to replace them. And that is why oftentimes getting a new CEO doesn't fill investors with confidence. It does the exact opposite, and they'll be inclined to sell. But this was a proactive move, you know. Their old CEO didn't do anything particularly wrong. Now he can just focus on what he's good at. You get a new CEO who's really good at what he does at. It's a win-win for the company and for investors. And it was enough to push them well past that $20 mark, which is very important. So a couple of more things in regards to, you know, the long-term outlook in this company, because it's not just commercializing space travel. Point-to-point travel. This is something I pointed out in my last video, but I don't think enough people really cover this one, because I think this could be absolutely massive and could be a massive revenue driver for the company. So this could be the next generation revolution in transport. Essentially, look at this, Los Angeles to Tokyo. Right now, in a current business jet, the travel time is about 11 hours, okay? So that's what we're used to, you know, it's a long time, but it's the best option that is out there. A supersonic jet would take less than 5 hours, and a Virgin hypersonic jet would take about 2 hours. I mean, that would be crazy. You could literally get somewhere more than 5 times quicker using one of these jets than a standard business jet right now. If this could be commercialized, and you know, if the prices could be relatively reasonable, accessible to, you know, at least some percentage of the population, I think this could be an absolutely insane opportunity. And again, I think a lot of people would take these flights not only because, you know, it would be great, you would get to your location quicker, but just to experience flying at those kinds of speeds. I know I, for one, would definitely go on at least one of these flights just to experience it. Now again, in the short term, I'm not really sure how viable this is. I don't know how long it will take for this to be commercialized. I don't know if it could be profitable just yet in the world we live in today. But it's another thing to add to the list of long-term opportunities for this company. The possibilities with flight is potentially endless. And if you look through the investor presentation from start to finish, you will see that there is a lot of, you know, interest in these services. So summary of traction today. Existing demand largely through inbounds today, limited advertising spend. $80 million of deposits, representing about $120 million of revenue potential. Customers from 60 countries. Commercial sale activities paused since 2014. Significant pent-up 5-year demand yet to be serviced. A strong pipeline of 2,500 plus inbound customer inquiries since order book paused in 2014, and they now, because of all of this, have the ability to experiment with pricing and charge significantly more due to capacity constraints, which means that their margins could just get better and better potentially. You know, it's supply and demand. If the demand is there and there's not enough supply, it gets more expensive. That's the way the whole world works. Honestly guys, if they have a few more successful launches, if they get completely and utterly approved for commercial spaceflight, it's going to be insane. I can't even really put an estimate on where the stock's price will go, but I will say it will be so much more than $24 a share in the long term. So, the IPOA investment rationale, okay? It creates the first and only public company in commercial human spaceflight. The first and only public company in commercial human spaceflight. Sizable growing market driven by favourable behavioural trends. There is more people making more money every single year who could potentially then afford this service. Unique and reusable technology. A once-in-a-lifetime experience at an attainable price. And it is, I know for us it may seem, you know, inconceivable. No way you could spend that much money. But there are people out there who $250,000 is literal pocket change to. Proven commercial model, very limited competition with high barriers to entry, and I mean absolutely massive barriers to entry. World-class management that literally just got improved with a new incredible CEO and an additional $100 million co-investment from IPOA's founder. I mean guys, from a long-term point of view, they just look, to me, absolutely incredible. Now, I'm not going to get too into the financials. There is a lot to cover if you do want to look into it, but what I will have a quick look at, just to keep it short, the total revenue compound annual growth, 2020 to 2023 estimated, 167.3%. And the gross profit, 360.3%. If these numbers are somewhat accurate, that's going to be absolutely fantastic for the company. I get so excited just thinking about these guys. Are we going to see a short squeeze? Right now, we have a short volume ratio of 32% on SPCE. A short squeeze is when a company with a high degree of short interest increases in price, which forces short sellers to cover their short-term interest by buying actual shares, which in turn drives the price up even further. So essentially, people who are betting on Virgin Galactic going down in value see it start to go up, and they have to sell out of their position, to cut their losses or whatever, which means they have to buy shares, which pushes the price up even higher. And that could literally be what this is right here. This could be a little bit of a short squeeze happening, and it could continue to happen. Yesterday, the amount of people who shorted SPCE is higher than ever, and they are up an awful lot. It's just something that's worth keeping a little eye on. Now, the next question is, do I plan on buying more at these price points? And it's a tough one to answer, because I really like seeing my cost basis, and I really like seeing that I am up over 50%. I mean, that's not something I've seen before. Virgin Galactic is volatile. It's very volatile. There are a lot of people betting on its share price going down. I'm not in any particular rush to increase my holding in Virgin Galactic, to be completely honest with you. I do think that in the short term, it's going to be a bit of a roller coaster. I mean, right now, yeah, we're on the bit where you just keep going up and up, but that is oftentimes followed by, boom, we go down, we do a few loop-de-loops, it's all over the place. And I mean, if you look at their history, it happens a lot. It goes up, it comes down, it goes up, it comes down. It's a little bit all over the place. So I'm not in a particular rush to buy more, to be honest. I might slowly but surely pick up a few shares here and there. But I mean, when the price is really going to go to the moon is when, it launches, when it's commercialized, when people can fly with this company. And that's not going to happen until next year sometime at the earliest. So I don't feel like I'm particularly going to miss out massively if I don't get involved within now, next week, 2 weeks. I think it's going to have its fair share of ups and downs. But I might slowly but surely buy a couple of shares here and there every week or two. But guys, that is Virgin Galactic. I mean, these are just so exciting. And if you want more information on the actual company, I'll leave a video up in the corner of the screen right now. I do have one where we go much more in detail into the investor presentation and investor relations, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, very interesting company. So, a quick recap on why they went up in value and what we can somewhat expect to happen going forwards. The big piece of news that came out was obviously the CEO. I mean, this man is filling us investors with confidence, me included. I think he is going to be an absolutely fantastic addition to the team, and I could see him playing such an important role going forwards. The experience he has is some of the best in the entire world. He's going to be an amazing asset to the company. So I, for one, am very happy he is on the team, and I think that the jump in price was genuinely justified. The long-term outlook is just absolutely incredible. I mean, if you can be the first company to commercialize spaceflight, that is the literal definition of disruptive technology, and I think a lot of people are starting to realize that disruptive technology could be some of the biggest stocks in the future. I mean, look at some of the ARK ETFs and their performance compared to the broader market. They have been absolutely insane and they show no signs of slowing up for anybody. There is a considerable amount of short interest right now, but if the buyers can outperform those sellers, it's only going to push the stock's price up even higher again, and the sellers will actually turn into buyers, which will make us all very happy. And lastly, I'm not in any particular rush to buy more shares just because I'm very happy with my cost basis, and this company has been extremely volatile in the past, and I do believe that a lot of the gains that are to come won't be coming until, probably the first half of next year. So I'm not worried about missing out. If you watched this video till the end, I really do appreciate you. I hope I was able to give you some sort of value. You are a true legend. That's what I like to say to the people who watch till the end. The support on the channel as of late has been absolutely immense. I know I pretty much always say this, but it is absolutely mind-blowing how many of you guys are watching my videos every single day. I mean, it's insane. When I think about it, it is really tough to comprehend. But anyway, guys, with all of that being said, I really do hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day. I will catch you for another video later on, hopefully. Have a good one, guys. Peace.